The living room, where the family meets to discuss issues, any issue which may be bothering one of the family members. That's what we do each and every Tuesday on WAC 90.1 FM with Ricardo Mitchell and DJ Aaron 868. We have casual conversations on serious topics, from sports to culture, mental health to economics, relationships to life lessons. Join us each and every Tuesday on WAC 90.1 FM. The Living Room, casual conversations on serious topics.
It is now 6 p.m. here in Trinidad and Tobago. I don't know what time it is where you are, but I'm glad to know you're locked on to the True Nation station, WACK 90.1 FM, where we are
culture crazy.
First and foremost, let's kick this off as we always do. Must give thanks and praises to the Almighty for granting us the gift of life and seeing another day. No matter what time of day it is, you must always
give thanks.
Secondly, you must say thanks to those that went before us, and we are not just talking about our ancestors, the original inhabitants of Trinidad and Tobago, because we all know, reiterate, and say it with the chest that Columbus lied, but also to our brother and me, Tony Prescott. But the P this week stands for...
Well, I could go with multiple things, Playway being one of them.
Less specific, but go ahead.
Yeah, because might be able to play on a Sunday. Were I still partaking in those things?
From February the 8th, yeah.
Right. There was a video this morning of some protective services extending the long arm of the law. Yeah, I don't want to talk too much about that.
Because there was no context with that
No
video.
context whatsoever to that video.
You know, let me insert myself here, even though I know I'm not supposed to.
How about this, sir?
What I have a serious issue with is the media houses who like to rush to post things first but don't have proper context. So you'll post, I saw this morning, somebody posted a video of an accident. They just show a man swerving on the road. He overtake somebody, he overtake again, start to pull to the right, ran head on to our next vehicle. He didn't say where it took place, what time it took place, was anybody injured, nothing. He just posted the video.
Right.
That's right, they.
I guess part of that is because now it's not so much about informing the public as it is attracting views.
Like getting likes and shares and comments.
That's currency, literally.
Brother man, that is not currency.
It is currency.
That is not currency.
But you...
Firstly, half of us not even monetized here.
Well, there's half of us, the other half is.
But that I'm sure that half that is what posted it that you have that not monetized.
Yeah, but even if you're not monetized, getting likes and views and shares does position your platform to be able to trade that attention for advertising deals, sponsorship.
Right.
So it don't have to be monetized for it to be currency.
I understand that. However, currency should be globally accepted. So there should be standards that the currency you're looking for should be accepted.
I want to say globally accepted.
Yeah, it should be globally accepted. Because if I'm a news house or a news page or perpetrating myself to be one, there should be some level of creditation to what I post.
Noted.
And when I say some level of creditation, you're not just posting for likes, shares, and subscribers. You are posting for people to be able to go to your page and get credible news. Because we live in an information age where misinformation is spreading faster than correct information.
Mr. Williams, you're...
I'm coming hot, I know.
No, that's fine. I am curious though, do you remember that we had a thriving tabloid industry in Trinidad and Tobago?
I wouldn't say thriving, but in my growing up, I do remember there being papers that would have been published 2 days for the week. There were papers that were published every day, and there was one particular paper published 1 day for the week. No, they had 2 published for 1 day.
What I'm saying is that there was several periodicals.
We had at least 7.
Right. And at the end of the day, it was really about getting the word on the street out, even if it was not necessarily verifiable information. It might have been somebody dropping an S because somebody in a meeting called them and get them a piece of information.
Yeah.
And they just want to let the people know that this is the word on the ground.
That's how the sources come about, by whichever name you misspell it.
I am not going down that road. I was more talking along the lines of, actually, I don't even know if I want to call the people and them names. Next thing they come at me for saying that they were tabloids. But there were papers that would have dropped daily, would have dropped Sunday, would have dropped once or twice for the week. Some, like, I am so tempted. Anyway, we'll probably save this for a day when we're in the station and...
No, but then again, let's call a spade a spade. I think it's public knowledge to know that there were 3 to 4 daily tabloids in Trinidad and Tobago.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There was one that published on Fridays and Sundays previously.
Yes.
There was one that published, I think was a Sunday.
This is the boom or
Yeah.
or the blow or the bladder.
The Cuff the Face.
Right. Oh,
The one that most men would look forward to on a Sunday.
hey, that they got really risky with a lot of the photography choices.
Yeah. Then there was
there's
another one that published, I think was on a weekend, again. Like when a gas tank explodes, it makes a
Sound.
right.
Hey, speaking of gas tank exploding.
That was a big line and that man guy so like
Yeah.
well Sunday night, sorry.
And the young
Sunday night.
kings, man,
And young
come
kings.
out with the gas tank, yes.
And that's the only kind of missiles you know in Trinidad is exploding gas tanks. That
Yeah.
was so funny. Wow.
I want to... Oh, and the other P here on I was proud.
I was proud about.
I was proud. I went to the opening of Kaiser Caravan.
Right. That was the one in Trin City.
Yeah. And then on Sunday, I was at Young Kings, the first semi-final ever, even though it's the 42nd iteration of Young Kings.
Right.
Yeah.
That one was weird for me, but yeah. To know that 40 something years and this is the first time we had a semi-final. But again, it just is testament to that there was a seamless process from prelim to finals before.
And I guess being 40 something myself, despite all the grey, there's a lot of grace for my age. But besides being 40 something, that means new things can still happen.
Correct, is right. And I want to go back on something I said last week.
In peace or pause though, if you don't mind that. You know you want to go back to something, but you ain't get to your P yet, huh?
Oh, okay. My P is, it has a twist.
Oh well, then finish on pause, finish the thing, and then we'll go back to your P in case it's a
No, my P is part of this.
Okay.
So my P is a
We're
bit
hearing a lot
twisted.
about your P today though.
It's repositioning.
Mm-hmm.
And it means that I could reposition our opinion or repose our opinion that I would have had previously.
Repose it and nice it.
Right? And last week, a lot of us would have heard a lot of clamor.
Oh, nasty. See?
What is this?
That is the...
But what is this?
I'm cutting out the whole.
No, I find I should leave it in. The fact that Cardo all of a sudden is strolling online while we are having our recording session.
You know what, I might leave it in because you know what happens? There's a very intrusive aspect to modern media that you could probably touch on later. But
Right.
go ahead, yeah.
Right? So I'm reposing my position.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm saying is that we would have had a lot of clamor about the positioning of the Carnival Village. And we would have seen the Ministry of Culture put a release on Sunday stating that the village has been a success thus far. And I'm reposing my position because I want to say the initial bad publicity which it would have gotten probably put it in a stronger position that people want to go and say, hey, let me go and see for myself. to the point where the fire services and the police had to shut it down
On
over the last week. Not Sunday, I think it was Friday or Saturday.
Not nice. Yeah.
I think that was the night when it had all them soca artists. And I suspect that they might have to shut it down again. They probably shut it down again last night. Because Voice has its own following.
Right.
So the village is pulling. And I'm very happy to say that. So my P word is, I'm piggybacking here, is proud. Because I'm proud to reposition myself and repose a position that I would have put forward. Because the data presented new information for me to put forward a new position.
I mean, admittedly, I guess maybe some of the feedback that they got would have contributed to the improvement of the presentation. Because if I'm not mistaken, one of the things you had said was that the food options in the immediate village they weren't that many.
It's still not that many.
But there are still
food options now.
Yeah.
Because I think there was an ice cream place where I had ice cream on Sunday.
So Doublez.
I didn't see that. I saw hot dogs and fries, wings and fries, bacon shack, corn soup. I saw sauce. So there are immediate options there. There's the bar, everything. So they would have taken some of the criticism and addressed it as well. So kudos to the ministry, kudos to NCC,
Kudos.
and yeah,
That John what?
John Cupid Carnival Village.
Carnival Village.
And
The bathrooms. There were a lot of bathrooms
a lot of attendance.
and a lot of attendants. And the cleanest
Porta potty.
experience I've had.
And as Don said that, you know, I appreciate it the most about it. The porta potties are toilet paper.
But
As insignificant as some people might think that is, the male porta potties are toilet paper.
that's a big deal, you know.
That is a big deal.
Going to check my work bag now, you'll find
I have a roll of toilet
You too?
paper in my trunk in my car.
so once you're not using it there. But
No, I'm not using it there, but it's stored there. So that in the event something happens, I can just
once it's going to happen.
exactly. Let's now go back and be proper and meticulous, thorough.
Introduce ourselves.
And introduce ourselves. This is the living room with yours truly. Sorry, this is the living room on WAC 90.1 FM with yours truly here at 868. I remind you each and every time that culture is my code. And I sit here alongside my bro with no fro, a lot of flow, always on the go and in the know.
Ricardo Mitchell, the social stage and the global stage.
Yeah, this is the living room. We are in, I think this is week 3 of our 7 or 6 week carnival season. This weekend, I think WAC is going to be broadcasting the Limbo.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. And on Thursday, we are going to be broadcasting Patrice Roberts at the Flavor Village. If you are in Trinidad and Tobago and plan to go to that concert, I would suggest you get there early.
You know what, man? I go into work, so I know I get to eat.
As do I. But you see, I think I'm rolling with an entourage on Tuesday.
Entourage.
Yeah, because I think my mom wants to go.
And that is one she'll pick up. Okay.
Yeah, but she likes Patrice. Mommy likes Patrice.
Yeah, that Patricia Roberts.
And
Here and the mom is a fan.
yeah. And I think the wife is coming along as well because she as well likes Patrice.
Everybody like Patrice. They have the
Patrice
right
and right, so we're gonna be rolling. As they say rolling, did you? I know this is probably not the appropriate platform to pose this question.
this is perfect. This is right up my alley. Go ahead.
But did you see Junior Lee's post where he would have been calling soca artists and asking them?
Yes. The man is
Hey, Junior Lee is comedic gold in Trinidad and Tobago.
classic. But honestly, one of the funniest things about it for me is when he's editing and he puts in the dolphin cackle instead of cursing. Is
Yeah.
Hey,
I really do appreciate Junior Lee's commentary. Well done. I will see if I could.
the next time bounce him up, tell him we'll interview him now.
I'll tell him. Every time I bounce him up, he's always telling me we need to not be in the same place at the same time because then. Yeah.
Short man concert.
Sure. Yeah. But I will, next time I see him, I will talk to him and ask him if we could get an interview with him.
Yeah, he is funny. I wouldn't mind editing, depending on the language.
No, he knows how to be and keep it together.
He's funny.
But check out Junior Lee's social media at Junior Lee on Instagram and TikTok and Junior Lee on Facebook.
You should also check out DJ Aaron 868's social media.
What does it do? I don't post anything.
Well, the YouTube to catch the episodes of the living room.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I'm gonna be dropping 2 mixes in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, you were supposed to do a mix because you're...
That mix is out. Calypso and Callaloo.
It's Calypso and Callaloo.
Callaloo and Calypso has been out.
Sometimes I wanna put you on stage, you know, bro. Didn't you do and drop that mix before you hit the 100,000?
Yeah.
So then the one that you owe the people, you were kind of back pay.
Hello, because
What does it call it when you retrodate, when you backdate the thing? What kind of smart man thing you're retroactive?
no, you see what had happened was I
mixes.
actually uploaded it before because I wanted to see if there would have been copyright issues,
Right.
and there would. So I just left it.
So you just did.
Yeah.
So you want
No, because I experienced a lot of copyright issues when I did Sorrel and Soca Para.
Oh, alright.
So that's why I didn't bother to.
But none that actually stopped.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I
you guys for how much? About 100 or however many.
So I just left that one there.
Afraid to check
Nah,
to see.
don't go
Because-
school, no school.
Let me explain to you what happened just now, right? I went onto on my laptop
That's
thing about
because
who's
I was watching a movie.
right? To pull up the definition of repose, because I know repose as a word versus Aaron saying repose in the sense of pose again, right? So you adjusting your position, you representing your position, so you repose the statement. But I know repose have another meaning, right? Which is it's like a state of rest now, right? Or even to let's say, or to be situated or kept in a particular place. So it's like a state of being.
Right.
Right.
And there's also repose from the musical perspective.
It have a musical repose too?
Like in a musical.
Well, we're gonna.
You'd sing a song in the first act and then you'll do a repose in the second act. Probably pronouncing it incorrectly though.
We'll find out. Anyway, got time for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I had a tab open with Netflix. And now this thing, because I open the I click on the computer, it starts to play a preview
of the
of
movie.
a real setup
That's
man
what's
thing.
watching.
I was
Yeah.
not watching that movie, whatever that was. I don't even know it's a trailer or something.
I'm not sure for a very trendy kids movie.
I didn't even click on it or nothing, and it just started to play. So I did, nobody want all the action, all this setting up people. I find media kind of doing the most right
It's
now.
intrusive.
It's a little intrusive. Right? You know, so much so on Saturday, I went to a tailor, right, with my brother and Brady. Big up you guys.
You went to a tailor, he had to measure you, or he was able to just know how the suit would have fit from the corner you passed.
Yeah. Now, before when I walk in, he had never seen me before, and he had my measurements. Real talent.
I know Nelson. Go ahead.
And we were talking about movies and the sound. We were talking about movies and the soundtracks of movies,
And then all of a sudden when they reach home and open YouTube, bam, the song there.
bro. And then we went to a restaurant in Trin City, and they playing the stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
And when they pull up on the screen, the stuff that we were talking about came up as suggestions.
I think there's a whole lot of conversation.
No, but what I was showing you is we were speaking about something that clearly our phones heard, and then it placed our phones in proximity to a platform that could have played the things we've been speaking about and suggested it to them. And if people think that we're being paranoid or dramatic, it's not so. All them tracking cookies we just accept when we hit click all.
I tell you,
And
I keep saying,
I agree.
a lot of us try to say that we have a higher level of integrity and we tell no lies and all these different things. But all of us lie. All of us in this will lie. And you want to know the basic lie that we tell?
I don't lie, just lie down.
You want to know the basic lie that we tell?
What's that?
I accept the terms and conditions
Oh,
of this
okay.
agreement.
Facts.
Because a lot of us don't take the time to read what those terms and conditions are. So, for example, I would have signed up for one of those ChatGPT or AI things the other day. And in me doing that, all of a sudden, my entire feed is about that, so the type of software.
Yeah.
So it was like a image generation and editing. So the thing that I signed up for,
Yeah.
my whole feed is that now. My feed before, I carefully curated my social media feed, funny videos,
Out the window.
sports news,
Yeah.
new music, and the occasional trends. So like, I don't know if you know they scroll that much, but all people doing all from Trinidad.
Yes, I
And
saw
then they
that
put
pop
that.
up.
That for me is totally funny.
I saw one or two, and then I was like, listen, I don't have enough brain space, and the little space that I have, I don't want to hear
But
about
that's the thing.
who.
A lot of us try to look at it that we don't have the brain space or the capacity for it. But what I think a lot of us need to learn to do and practice is understanding that some things are just consumption that you look at and let pass.
Yeah,
You don't commit it to anything.
I don't know if my brain works like that here.
And I have trained my brain to do that.
Yeah.
Because there's so many things happening. You have to be able to discern, and I know we always speak about discernment as a gift that you should have, and if you have it, that you should employ and practice it. That you should be able to discern what goes into the storage bank, as opposed to what is just in short-term memory, as opposed to what is just, hey, look at lizard run across the screen.
Money, you'll get it. Yeah. You see him back up there? Behind you. Look down. Look, money.
Money queen in train.
You didn't make out money all the time?
No idea.
Come on, money run. Could I go into cheaper? Lucky money is not that kind of money cool.
But yeah, so that's the thing. You have to be able to know or discern what deserves space in your brain. What deserves to take up a megabyte or a gigabyte or a terabyte.
You know, I don't have the figures, but I've been reading about this. You know that our long-term memory being corrupted because of the way we consume information now,
Wouldn't doubt it.
right? The stuff that we're watching generating an immediate reaction, but we're not experiencing anything long enough for our brain to start committing it to long-term. It's not significant enough to commit.
I think a lot of us suffer from overconsumption.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give an example of this. Somebody the other day was like, hey, you know this song? It is go do da 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 da. Oh na 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 na. Now I'm like, oh yeah, I did Mela Carib and I forget the guy name. Lost in Trinbago.
Yeah, I like that song.
Right? And then they went on to sing our next riff of a song, and I'm like, it's like, nah, that tune real bad, but no song. But what people have to understand is, as a DJ, the amount of music I would consume is a lot.
Yes.
So for me to remember a riff or a tiff of every single song I consume, I don't have that. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't have that in me. Because in addition to the soca from 2026, I remember soca from 1984 and 1970 something. 1952.
Yeah.
It is impossible for somebody to store all that data in their brain. So,
Well, all right, I hear you.
no, it's impossible.
Because it men who have that, they had the storage for that.
Right. But they're not using that storage every single day. And I'm 100% sure they have it written down somewhere.
Right. Well, your partner, your boss, the man who buy me Sunday lunch.
Kenny did not buy me Sunday lunch.
You didn't
I
eat,
cooked my own Sunday lunch and then came to work.
you didn't eat from the man buy 8 pack of nuts on the restaurant on the table, you know. You didn't eat?
That was dessert.
That was okay, alright, cool.
I cooked lunch and then came to work.
Hey, I am gonna like I got a lot of exposed a lot of real nice music this weekend. I didn't mind consuming that kind of content.
No. And that's the thing. After this carnival season, Ricardo, of, let's say, if you consumed 800 songs, how many of that are you going to remember? Or is it that you need the constant repetition of hearing some of them for you to remember it?
Right. I mean, there are some that will stand out, but in terms of recall, if they don't make some kind of actual emotional impact, I'm not gonna remember it. And I'd said something on Friday that I wanted to apologize for, because it was not about Mikel Tesia's music specifically. I just find a lot of the music sounds similar, and is the risk of a genre expressing itself in a particular mood at a time. That's part of it. R&B, a lot of R&B would sound similar, a lot of new age would sound similar, a lot of grunge pop, punk rock and grunge would sound similar. That happens, but it's getting harder for the casual observer to tell artists apart, because all of the songs going for this very deliberate, almost formulaic expression of soca right now. And I don't want to go so far as to say too much AI involved, but it's like, okay, let's go for something soft and rhythmic that have the potential to appeal internationally. And everybody coming in this crooning, easy going, like da 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 da. And it's like, I can't tell your songs apart. And you know what will end up happening? Another islander will come down with a song that does not line up with what our artist producing.
Oh, get a little grease.
And it go mash up the place just because it's different, even if it's not necessarily that good. But because it stands out, it go mash up. So it's almost like our artists kind of suffering themselves right now, because everybody's singing like they're going for the same. Let's make the international Trinis miss home and feel good. And you're getting that same sense of a deliberate appeal to nostalgia. And I mean, it works. But when you go to a party now, that's why people standing up with the phones in the hand, because they're not connecting to the music or the experience. They're just, hey, let me get these videos so that when I go back home or I'm missing Carnival, I could play it and remember how, that I was there. Sorry for the tirade, it's just that the music, it's like the soup, the Callaloo blend.
I'm trying not to touch that with a stick for two reasons.
Yeah.
First reason I'm trying not to touch it with a stick is because we want soca to be accepted globally.
Yeah.
So to get it accepted globally, it has to be packaged a certain way.
Got you.
However, as much as I understand that we have to package it a certain way for it to be accepted globally, because not everybody going to understand the fast talking in a power soca, or the jam and wine of a road tune, of a road bounce tune. So
yeah, I get it.
The groovy where you're telling a story, the last train to San Fernando, or the rum and Coca-Cola, or the Lost in Trinbago, or the one from Sierra last night. We like soca. You want to tell the story in the music.
Yeah, I get it.
Right? However, I think what is happening is, I'm trying to film this.
I know you. I could get away with certain things because I was a new kid on the block, so I stumble my way into a conversation. I'm asymptotes, fine. But you actually know a lot of these people personally as well.
Yeah. So I'm trying to put it in a way that every artist is trying to develop their sound, not song, sound.
Right.
And if some artists, when you find a sound that works for you, you stick with it. Because if it worked this year, you want to make sure you continue to have a hit the following year.
You want to ride your
wave.
Got you.
So there are few artists I'm seeing that are taking the risk to step outside of their comfort zones. Now, as on Friday, Christo was supposed to pass through and check us.
Big up Christo.
And Christo, we have seen him going from Red Girl to soca, feeling to different things. But what works for him is that crooning.
Yeah, he's a crooner.
He's a crooner.
He's not. Yeah, he's not trying to be He's not trying to go groovy. He is a crooner.
Mikel Tesia, storytelling. The emotion in his songs. Look at how DNA made us feel as a population. Last Train to San Fernando is a remake of an older tune. Well, not remake, I should say, but the concept, reimagination of it. Nadia Batson, she has her own style. Look at how Pieces is doing.
I mean, it's
Nadia. I mean, Nadia. Nadia. Hi, Nadia. Yeah. And Bunji has his own style. Like, Bunji's I know this song this year is still a road man, but Bunji still fuses the raga soca with the soca.
I was talking about this. We were talking about that Friday.
Yeah.
And
you could go on and listen. I just call some of the popular names. Everybody has their own sound.
not everybody has the
Just now wait.
song.
Just now wait. Everybody has their own sound. However, some persons are trying to get into the market, and to do that, they are imitating the sound of others and trying to fuse it with their sound.
Okay.
So everybody, though trying to establish their own sound, is trying to gain success and get their foot in the door.
It's like them hackers that duplicating people's profile.
Right. Now, the issue with all of that comes, soca is also the only genre on the face of the earth that I could think of right now where you have to release a hit every single year for you to be able to perform, for you to live. Very few soca artists survive on catalog.
Yeah, it takes a while to get there. Where
Correct.
And we interviewed Ricky Jai. Well, not we. He wasn't there. Last year, and he said one of the things with having the kind of catalog he has is that when he tries to bring new music, then people might not connect with the new music, and they're watching it like, what are you doing here?
I just want to hear,
That's right. So even
Barman, I just want to hear.
even somebody with the prestige and experience of Ricky Jai would end up having to deal with that new music.
Take
The new music crickets now.
Take for example, Super Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Super Blue could go affect today and sing back another time and mash up the place.
Right.
He could sing Swingin'. He could still sing Fantastic Friday
Sing. That's actually one of the greatest.
and mash up the place.
Yeah.
I watched Super Blue along with another big name artist perform their new song on Saturday morning, and the crowd stood up there like,
What are they really doing?
what are they doing me? So that's the thing. As much as some artists can't survive on catalog, introducing new music into their catalog is also hurting their catalog. So soca is a very funny and fickle genre. And I don't know. I shouldn't say I don't know. We all know that there are artists who have gotten the formula to be successful in soca. There are artists that
Leave my partner alone.
Kenny.
No, I thought it was. Anyway, that was another conversation we're having, ladies and
We're
gentlemen.
not going to have that conversation anyway. Never.
Fine, you're right. There are some artists who've established.
They know the formula.
They had their recipe.
They have the recipe. But what I appreciate now is that those artists that have the recipe are taking younger artists under their wing and trying to teach them the recipe.
Well, what about teaching them to find their recipe?
But they're not going to say, but even if I learn that recipe, I now have to take that recipe and let Kusume form me.
How come Mikel wasn't in some?
He won Young Kings already with DNA.
And once you won,
Once you win Young Kings, you can't come back.
okay.
And for those that were asking, Young Kings is a competition for persons who have not won a major title as yet. So for people that were asking why have these elder gentlemen inside there, it's because they have not won a major title as yet.
Was the man named by I was writing down stuff
Who become, huh?
until I end up on stage. I couldn't record some of the tracks where there was I think it was the last performer or the second to last performer when he sang about dopamine.
Oh gosh, I have his name here just now. That was a big tune.
Yeah,
And you know the funny thing about it?
Yeah.
Everybody who was up on the feet for that song, yeah. Hey, but so much people message me already for the day. That was Robert Dean as Master G. Dopamine.
Master G, dopamine. Yeah, that was a big
That's a
one.
big tune.
So I've actually, I still am write down, let me pull up some tracks to play next time I end up in the station, right? And Aaron Mellis, growing, but I mean growing.
Now that Callaloo and Calypso for 2026 is going to be very great. I need to find one song I need to find a good copy of. Is the one from Becomer.
That was
Voicemail to
Mother Campbell.
Yeah.
Big up showing Barbie again.
Yeah, because that was a big one on Sunday night. And what I loved about it is he didn't just keep it local with the references. The line when he spoke about what America is doing to Venezuela is what has been done to Africa for many years. Again, the history is right there.
And is through Kaiso.
By Kaiso, stories are told.
And our stories do just mean Trinidad and Tobago, right?
Oh, what stories? This is stories of the world.
And there was some really, really tiny, oh gosh, you never know. Ninja mashing up the place.
But
the pensioners anthem.
For Christmas last year, my father was playing that on repeat. And I was like, what is this? Then after the second time, I was like, I see why I like it.
Yeah. A gentleman who's an active listener. Big up you, Mr. Charles. Man, in one of his speeches, he had put because he, according to the great Calypsonian Ninja, as he sang, right? Not because I retire, me not expire. And I laughed because I was like, but where does man find this song? Only to realize it was 2025. Soca Parade.
Yeah, I think that.
That have enough legs to
That's a nice song. It's a nice song.
And then having seen the performance on Saturday, in the tent. Listen, I have a whole new appreciation for Kaiso.
No. Anyway.
No, I mean, I've developed over the years an interest in it. Now I have these songs are like mini documentaries. A lot of them are mini documentaries. And
I wouldn't call them mini documentaries. A lot of them are time capsules.
Potato tomato.
Where if you listen to David Rudder's Dedication or Crazy's In Time to Come, Black Stallions In Times, Mystic Prowler, I forget the name of the Mystic Prowler, right? It's eluding me right now. Or Look Beneath the Surface, Dennis Plummer, Heroes. If you listen to some of those Kaisos, they were songs far ahead of their time.
Yeah.
And listening to them now will be like, oh wait, that now happen? That happening now? So I will call Kaisos time capsules. Because you could take a Kaiso from today and put it into perspective 10 years from now.
Yeah.
Because history, I wouldn't say history repeats itself, but events have a tendency to repeat themselves
Some of it
in
is not
different
even-
forms and fashions.
Some of it is not even repeating. It's just still here. It's not even a repeat. It's the same beat.
Correct. And with that being said, it's not just about the repeat. It's also about the fact that life and time are ebbs and flows. So we might experience a boom now in something, and then we go into a natural decline. And then it comes back up. But you don't know how long the boom or the decline or the depression in it is going to last. So take, for example, fashion.
Yeah.
You could pull back out our bell bottoms now.
I vex I show my big school pants on them. I don't think could I get a rock again.
I remember when I was in secondary school, your pants had to cover your shoes.
Yeah. And
Baggy was the thing.
anytime rain fall, all the back of the pants and the jeans getting wet, water running up your leg. People used
Next
to
thing
laugh.
you know, going to bring back Kenshi shirts.
No, I don't do that though.
If they do that, I have one waiting.
I will boycott.
I have one waiting.
I will dedicate way too much time and resources to fight in that fight.
Why?
Nah man,
You're wasting it. You're wasting the gigabytes.
You take me. I want
terabytes.
to stop wearing them thing to people wedding and thing. You mean to
No,
tell
brother,
me
man. Time and place again. Time
so
and
that you
place.
gonna bring back Kenshi shit?
I would wear a Kenshi shirt now.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I would.
I don't know.
You know what? What's the next show we were doing? Nah, not Tuesday. I can't come in. I can't shit Tuesday.
I don't spend my money on that.
Sunday.
Just
I don't think I'm making the limbo.
I can bring I did for everything.
NWAC Calypso Queen's final, which will be pay-per-view. I come out and I can't shit.
Well, there's 1,000+ people jumping on and watching a lot of these shows and thing. And I know it sounds like we're beating it with a stick, but donate now.
Well, as we established last night, not everybody may be in an economic position to donate.
But you could share.
You know, just now, before you to share, you could like, subscribe, comment, and share.
Engage your feed.
Because as Kenny and I would have explained on Sunday, the more engagement we get is the more that when we go live,
the algorithm
it just put us there.
The algorithm will start to reach out.
Yeah, like how other streamers who just be streaming the things, just be to the top of the list.
Yeah.
We need to be ahead of them on that list.
Especially considering the top quality coverage. Right?
I had a comment man doing.
I'm gonna show up a couple pictures. Hey, big up the WAC camera and technical team. Watching these fellas function during carnival season is really a class.
Yo, they couldn't make me train yesterday morning, look. Only the retirees surely up.
Bro, let me explain to you. Listen.
Can you tell me that story 5 different times the same way, you know?
Pause. All I'm saying is, right?
I just read.
It's work. Like, don't get tired up, right? This thing is work. When you're standing up on this camera or you running,
It's be tedious though.
Like, what I did not know is how much concentration it takes. You lose your train of thought for 2 seconds, and after 2 seconds, there's somebody completely out of frame.
It does really easy because
it's work. On my back still, what you feel like brace up and thing here too. This is work.
And it's not just physical work having to stand there. There's the mental focus as well.
And you don't think too when you're holding these cameras, right? And to be adjusting your arms up, like right through your back does be tight, your lats tight.
It's a lot of work, and I really do commend the camera crew at WAC as well as all the camera crews across the various platforms that do the streaming. Because you all are doing human service to those who can't be here.
And then, hey, you know what? How many people work both in front and behind the camera in the workspace?
Like in terms of on-air presenters.
On-air presenters who do it.
That's a hard question, man.
I gotta ask.
About 15 or 16 or 17 of us.
Alright. So you do camera work?
No, I don't do camera work.
Well, I mean, like, how many people have been in front and behind the camera now?
Oh, very few.
Right? So I am in an interesting position to talk about certain things. Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask all you to bear with us a little bit, right? You know the bottom of the screen where it does have the little subtitles, the little label as to who performing and what the name of the artist is and the name of the song and those things? Well, it's not a elf that's be sprinkling dust and these things that's be popping up on the screen, you know. It's somebody just have to manually put in this information. And sometimes the information that we get
is incorrect.
It might be incorrect, right? Please be a little patient if a name is misspelled or if the wrong name end up on the screen for the artist, those types of things.
You know, Sunday night for Young Kings, I had to take a picture of the program. Go online, use a JPEG to PDF converter, then a PDF to Word converter to get it, to post it in WhatsApp, to send it for Kenny to send it to the guy who was behind the board, for him to be able to copy and paste it onto the...
Right.
And that took me about 15 to 20 minutes.
Alright, that would have taken me about 3. So, because it didn't take that long Saturday when I was there. But I wasn't in any vicinity to handle that for you. But what? You see, on your phone, right, it actually have a button now when you press it. It just it could pull the text, it could copy all the text.
I tried that.
It was no. So you know, but you know about it then?
Yes, I do.
Alright, guys, good. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the joys of being in the living room. We get to teach each other things or realize that the other person already know it. My bad. But
as he's saying, technology.
technology with technology, right? And I'm telling all them, you see people like Lenny and Ingrid and Francis T and them, they can tell you what you want because they ride there
Sometimes.
right through.
Sometimes.
But there are people who would come on with critiques, and that might be the first time they logging on.
So, how long we going now?
We have about, I want to run our Kaisoto cruise, so we have about
10 minutes.
6.
So
We have about 6 or 7 minutes.
So allow me to regale you with a tale. Last year for Carnival, which is 2025, I would have worked on at least 10 or 12 live broadcasts, right? And it is something that I would have worked hard towards. And as I said before, you will remember things, but you will not be able to remember everything in that moment. So there was a comment, something happened in a show and I made a comment and compared a song, I think, to the wrong song. Because to me, I remember the artist's name, but I couldn't remember the song. So I said, hey, this reminds me of something from Singing Sandra. And a person went to town on me in the comments and called me uneducated. They called me ill-informed, misinformed, stupid, dumb, many different adjectives. And I screenshot that comment and I have that comment starred on my phone. As a picture that reminds me of how cruel the comment section is. That person, I have never seen them comment on a live stream on WAC again. No, I did not report them or anything like that.
I would have reported them.
Neither.
I want to know who it is.
I'm not reporting them.
I want to know who it is. I
Because-
can utilize people and them technology and find out who that is.
No, and the reason why I'm not doing that, if you guys see comments you want to come online and make comments like that. But here what to do when they make any comments. Donate to.
At least pay for it.
At least pay for your comments. For your sultry and derogatory comment. Pay for it. But I say that to say this. You come online and you see hosts. There is no need to insult and say, wait, but you could have said something different. I always say disagree respectfully. There is no need to insult people. None whatsoever.
Especially those who trying to do a honest job and earn an honest living.
So I'm not saying don't critique, you know. Critique. Drop the information. Look, yesterday I did not know that
The nicknames
Robert and Bob are interchangeable.
Yeah.
William and I think is
Billy and William, yeah.
Bill and Will. And Chuck and
Chuck is short for Charles.
Charles.
Hank is short for Henry.
yeah,
Dick is short for Richard.
I genuinely did not
Yeah.
know that. So meet that with, hey, this is what it is. Don't meet you, but you stupid. You know nothing. Those are the kind of comments that discourage people from wanting to get into a space like this.
And then they will say, oh, the young people not interested in preserving the thing.
And excuse this. This is why some presenters in the 70s still presenting.
Right.
Because that's all they want to see. Because they're the people that know. But then people that know that they're hoarding the gigabytes for themselves.
Right.
And they're not passing it on to the younger generation.
Gatekeeping, yeah.
Share the information. Share the knowledge. It's okay if people don't know, you know. One of the greatest lessons we learn in this life is that nobody knows everything.
Yeah.
But for you to learn more, you have to share.
Yeah, we benefit from what we distribute.
Correct.
Right, at the end of the day is when you lock off the water in the tap that it'll start to rust and corrode, you know. When water running,
It's nice.
it's nice.
And with that being said, we also have to understand that similar to rules in an organization, the commentary teams on these broadcasts have rules as well. Color commentators are different from people just there to relay the basic information or to keep the thing flowing.
You know, I wonder, again, I'm going to utilize this very interesting on the river, on the bank perspective that I have, because y'all met me in the living room, right? And then we move on to the living room on radio, call-in program, interview, ting. We visual, we start to record video, etc. Years or it was like, Aaron, your friend, tell your partner. It was years before people recognize, oh, this is Ricardo and might as well learn his name because he around. Now that I'm working more and seeing more and learning more about the space that we're in, right? I want to let you understand how much of this thing you all take for granted. People have no clue how many moving parts, right, are in a broadcast, and how many of those moving parts are completely outside of your control.
People used to tell me
You know.
for Panorama broadcast how I looking like I disinterested and I looking like I not paying attention. Brother man, I'm in the savannah. We are in a location in front of the judges' table in the grandstand. People are walking up and down. Somebody walking up and down and they be like, so what is I supposed to do? Somebody hearing, hey, thing, what? And somebody pointing at you and they're telling you.
Yeah,
So I just supposed to be like,
you're getting instructions.
oh, stop in the name of love?
Yeah, that was funny. Stop in the name of that is funny. I like that. But no, it is a lot going on. People talking in the headset, stuff going on. We have interviews to conduct. The people and them reach for the interview. They're staying too long for the interview. You had to cut it short because somebody making an announcement. Right? You're getting feed, audio or visual from some other provider. And people quarreling with you for what they're looking and singing like.
It is be
Technology.
It is be a lot. And then I don't think people understand was the amount of hours he's been saying down there. Yes, you get a break while a band performing or Calypsonia performing, but that's still not break because you had to listen to what they're singing. You had to listen to hear if it's a special verse. You had to listen to hear if it's a change in the arrangement. You had to listen to hear for the use of loud and soft, the use of interpolation and all these different things. It's a lot of things. So you genuinely switched on. So forget the camera crew for a second here. They switched on a different level. But when you're doing the commentary, you are switched on for analysis purposes as well.
Right, yeah.
So it's a lot of consumption that is taking place. Be it consumption by choice in terms of scrolling online, be it consumption by employment, where you have to learn the different standards and procedures and processes for your job, or you have to be able to analyze the data in real time to provide analysis and commentary and feedback.
Yeah.
Or even if it's consumption by force, where if you don't consume, you are left behind.
Yeah.
There are many ways of consumption. And throughout today's episode, we would have given you the varying examples of where consumption takes place and where it happens, and the effect it may have on you. What I'm saying to you is, we have to get to the point where we are able to discern what level of consumption we need or could manage in this life.
Yeah.
And if you can't manage it, it's okay to take a break.
In fact, let me support that by saying, you know them old telethons and things they used to do for fundraising back in the day? There's a reason that they used to have to change out the teams every few hours. Because it is a lot. It is a lot. Some of us can't sit down for an hour and listen to something. It's different to have it playing and you're listening for enjoyment as opposed to that being your work. And we're not talking 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours. We're talking sometimes 5 and 6 and 8 and 10 hours.
And it will be easy.
And the prep is hours of prep before this thing come on air, and it's be sometimes hours after.
You know, I have a notebook home that I constantly use for my research. Like, I would just update it ever so often.
Yeah.
And how much time we have?
Yeah, I think better we call it a day there. No?
Nah, 'cause I want to make sure and say this.
Well, then we
and I'm going to say it as briefly as possible.
we ain't gonna be able to run no crisis so close up. But go ahead.
Research is very difficult when it comes to local topics. We have established it before and I reiterate it today. There are a lot of Calypsonians who have no information about themselves online.
Yeah, correct. No digital
Right?
footprint.
I don't care what anyone says. Oh, do more research, do more research. If the information is not available,
yeah.
how could I find it? Not everybody have access to call certain people. Because I could call some people, but not everybody is going to be willing to share with me.
That's right.
And you have to accept that. So when persons are not informed, sometimes it's genuine because of a lack of knowledge or a lack of people willing to share, as we just said, gatekeeping.
Yeah.
Understand that this is layered, and some of the layers are still protected by barbed wire. Remember that.
I see where you went there with your illustratory comments. Because even in other spaces where I've been conducting interviews, sometimes you meet people who just not comfortable being interviewed, others very awkward in front of cameras and microphones, and some just don't want to share the information. And you know what? Though the Gahara is playing to bad manners, y'all are the elders, the ones who are supposed to equip us for navigating the space we're in and for building what comes next. And if you don't want to share it, it ain't gonna do you no good where you're carrying it.
Information hoarded is information wasted.
Lost. So I saying is if you're one of them people don't want to tell nobody nothing because you're afraid. Yeah, what is going on? When people walking up to take pictures of you in your casket or to watch them light a pyre at your cremation, everything that you took with you is lost. You know what? You people that you could have shared it with and told, and they could have used that to fertilize a whole new landscape. I telling you, see gatekeeping. Anyway, I good day.
There's something that I will end with here, because I don't want to get myself in any kind of trouble.
Yeah, I probably already in trouble with our last 2 minutes.
But all I'm saying is, information hoarded is information wasted. Don't allow yourself to waste the information. One of the things I am proud to say is I always try to put somebody on. I always try to put somebody in place to earn or to learn.
Yeah.
Right? As a DJ, I realize I can't take as many jobs as I used to before.
Right.
One little job Saturday, a 5K Sunday, and I mash up.
Yeah.
Right?
I'll hear you mash up.
But so I have a partner of mine. When I get jobs I can't take, I send him to do the jobs. I have no issue training Ricardo because eventually I know my time in the living room is going to come to an end. And then I'm going to leave it over to Cardo to change it to whatever other room in the house.
But this is the first I hear that. But anyway, listen.
But again,
you actively listen.
No, but again, you understand the concept. There's nothing wrong in training somebody to take your place.
Yeah.
Because sadly, you are not going to be here forever. That is the most morbid thing I think I've ever said, but it's something we have to learn and accept.
I say morbid things every day.
We are not going to be here forever. God alone knows the day, the time, and the hour that you are going to be called home. I could walk out from recording this session now and drop down.
Let's hope not.
And let's pray not. But what I'm saying is, and then next week,
I offer him water and he refuses to.
but also, let's accept there will be a memorial for here in the living room next week. And then the show going and have to continue thereafter.
Yeah. So
that's as morbid as it is. You will drop down on the job now. They'll send a wreath for your family the day of the funeral and advertise your position the day after.
The job goes on. So what I'm saying is thank you for joining us in the living room. Remember guys, as we've just spent the last 6 or 7 minutes talking about, the hourglass is opaque and we don't know how much time remains. So whatever you're doing, be good, selfless, and stay safe. Alright, this is Ricardo Mitchell, the Social Sage. Aaron?
You're actually Aaron 868 time in region every time that culture is my code. And I also tell you that love is the currency, so spend some today. Let somebody know you love them, guys. Mr. Desmond is up next. Oh, good Desmond. Okay, Uncle Ricardo. Uncle Dezo, Kaiso City, Big Band, Kaiso Band, whatever it is he called it.
The Desoderata.
Oh, shit. Keep it locked. We out.